Hi, good evening everyone. Today I am going to explain about the Helmholtz resonator. Before going to that, I would like to explain what is the meaning of resonance. Resonance is nothing but the periodic force of a frequency is equal to the natural frequency of the applied body. So, when we will get the maximum sound, that phenomenon is called as the resonance. So, here we will use that instrument that is nothing but resonator. So, it is based on the principle of vibration of air column. Here they have given one diagram that is in the form of flask. So, this will be represents the air column. So, a column of air contained in this column is called as the air column. When air is blown across air column, it vibrates with certain frequency called the natural frequency. When air enters into this column, it will start to vibrate with a natural frequency, right? This natural frequency will depends on the size and shape of the air column. So, when vibrating tuning fork, you will put it here, you will get the maximum sound when the natural frequency of this air column will be equal to the frequency of the applied periodic force, that is nothing but your tuning fork. Then you will get the maximum sound. This is the whole principle of this Helmholtz resonator. So here we can observe the theory of resonator. So here they are given, consider a flask containing air and of narrow cross section area A. Here they have considered one flask and the cross section area of this flask will be, here they can represent it by A. Let the volume of the flask will be V. Here they have given the volume of this flask will be, here they have mentioned it is capital V. And the mass of air contained in the neck will be M. The pressure inside the flask is P. Whatever the pressure present in this flask will be P, and the pressure outside will be P0. So here they have given for equilibrium condition. Equilibrium means there is no any external forces acting on here. So in that condition they have given the pressure of this flask will be P equal to P0 plus mg by A. This mg represents there is some downward force. So it will depends on the mass and gravity of the flask. When the air in the flask is in resonance with a particular frequency, the air contained in the neck moves up and down. When certain air will be enters in this column, it will be starts to vibrate up and down. It acts like a piston. So at any instant, the mass of air in the neck, at any instant means certain time, the mass of air will be entered. The neck moves up and the air will be moves up and down. It moves. Suppose here I am going to consider it moves downward. The distance will be x. If the compression is adiabatic, if the new pressure P1 in the vessel will be given by, that is P1 V minus AX raised to gamma is equal to PV raised to gamma. Gamma is nothing but this is a specific heat ratio. It depends on the ratio of pressure and volume. So here you can take the pressure, that is P1 equal to P in the bracket of V divided by V minus AX raised to specific heat ratio, that is nothing but gamma. So here you can take it as P1 equal to P into, just you have to alternate this one, that is 1 plus AX divided by V minus AX raised to gamma. It is nothing but P equal to 1 plus this gamma will comes to this side. So it is gamma AX divided by V minus AX. So then you can multiply this P2 inside, that is P into 1 P1 plus P into gamma AX divided by V minus AX, that is they have given here. Then the net downward force F on the air in the resonator they have given, that is F equal to in the bracket of P0 plus mg by A. This is nothing but in the equilibrium condition the pressure will be, that is P0 plus mg by A minus of P1 into A. So this P0 plus mg by A, we know that one, that is P minus P1 into A. Substituting the value of P minus P1 from the equation 3. Where is that equation 3? Here. That is P1 minus P equal to P gamma AX divided by V minus AX. Just you have to take this equation and substitute here. So that is P minus P1 is nothing but this equation. That is, here they have given P1 minus P. So here we will take the minus. That is minus of P gamma AX divided by V minus AX, or you can write it as P gamma A square X divided by V minus AX. This A will be multiplied with this A. Next, this AX will be very small, so you can neglect it. Then you have to take the force equation, that is F equal to minus P gamma A square X divided by V. Then you can compare this force to the another force equation, that is F equal to mass into acceleration. We know this one, right? So we know the force formula, that is minus P gamma A square X divided by V, that is minus P gamma A square X divided by V is equal to mass into acceleration. So I am going to take here, that is acceleration equal to minus P gamma A square divided by, take this mass to the denominator of this equation, that is mv into x. So I am going to take this x as the denominator of this acceleration, that is acceleration divided by x is equal to minus P gamma A square divided by mv. Then we will get this x is nothing but, that is displacement. Acceleration divided by displacement equal to minus P gamma A square divided by mv. This represents the simple harmonic motion. Next we will take the equation of time period. Time period is represented by the letter T. So T equal to, we know this equation by the BSc first semester, that is T equal to 2 pi root of displacement divided by acceleration. So that is T equal to 2 pi. We know this equation by this equation, that is acceleration divided by displacement. Here it is reverse of that one, that is mv divided by P gamma A square. Next, the frequency of oscillation. We know the relation between frequency and time, that is inversely proportional. So F equal to 1 upon T. So you can take it as F equal to 1 upon this equation, that is 1 upon T means take the reverse of this equation, that is 1 upon 2 pi root of P gamma A square divided by mv. Next, here they have given one more equation, that is the velocity of sound in air. So that is V equal to root of gamma P by rho. Just you have to squaring on both sides, that is V square equal to gamma P by rho. Then you can multiply this rho to this side, that is gamma P equal to V square rho. Next, we will put this equation in equation number 5. That is F equal to 1 upon 2 pi. In place of gamma P, just we can put V square rho. That is V square rho into same as it is A square divided by mv. Next, the mass of air in the neck, that is AL rho, where L be the length of that neck. So here I am going to write it as F equal to 1 upon 2 pi root of V square rho A square divided by, in place of m, that is nothing but mass of air in the neck will be AL rho, that is AL rho into V as it is. Next, we should take the square of the V, that is V get outside, that is V by 2 pi. What is the remaining here? This rho will get cancelled. Next, A divided by LV is remaining. Next, squaring on both sides this equation, we will get F square equal to V square upon 4 pi square into A divided by LV. Then you have to multiply this V to this side. So F square V equal to V square A divided by 4 pi square L. So here A, L and V remain constant. So you can write it as F square V equal to constant. So this F is inversely proportional to the 1 upon root of V. This whole equation represents the frequency of the resonator is inversely proportional to the square of its volume. As you go on increasing the frequency, the volume will be decreases. This is the concept of Helmholtz resonator.